Welcome to Nerd Church, the remote edition.
Yeah, like
Party's
super tech version.
so teched out. The party scattered to the wind is through the magic of Zoom is adventuring together. Oh, let's get Thomas in here, and then we'll truly all be together. Um, okay, so as a reminder, in our last session, the party did a fair amount of exploring and research and networking at the Maib Sahir, uh, the outcome of which was a number of rumors about hidden caches of resources that might exist out there in the world from Upito's historical strategies. We've got a few leads on those potentially. You learned a little bit more about Upito's background and hints at the potential sources of her power. You also met and built a connection with a professor of divinity named Omar Sendak, who was extremely fascinated by the interaction that Potom and Freya had with what he thinks were departed souls coming through a thin area of the veil between the world of life and death. And he all but confirmed that Freya's weapon is now infested with a soul. And didn't have a lot of information about what that meant, but had a lot of possible ideas. Um, and then you made a pretty strong connection with the dean or the leader of the Maib, who gave you access to the vaults where you did your research. And then last but certainly not least, we ended at a moment of tension as Eyre was, let's say, nudged into a duel for honor known as Cateau here on the campus uh, with an elf douchebag named Thorn Whisper Kuma. And so the moment
Really,
that
I mean, nudged was it's very like he was goaded for sure. That was
He was body checked into it.
yeah. There
yeah,
was there was definitely like uh um there was thought behind the actions.
yeah, premeditated,
That was the word I was looking for. Premeditated.
definitely going on here.
Eyre runs pretty hot though. I feel like it's easy to push her over.
Well,
Oh yeah, no, that dude definitely had her number for sure.
If you just looked at her wrong, you could have not even needed the body check.
so where we left off is that Omar Sendak, who was roped into this as proctor of your duel, has set up the interaction, has set up the duel in the main courtyard of the school, where it appears an area where this traditionally happens has been laid out. The map you see here, I know it looks like there's a fountain in the middle, but what I want you to imagine instead is that this is all more like a marble tiled circle. So there's a lot of colorful tiles here. It's actually a very beautiful mosaic in the symbol of the school. But Eyre and Thorn Whisper are standing face to face. Omar Sendak has just reviewed the rules of Cateau, which, as a reminder, are that Cateau is non-lethal. There is to be
Right.
no permanent disfigurement,
Wink.
no permanent disfigurement or lasting enfeeblement of the mind inflicted on your opponent. And as proctor, it is his job to make sure that the duel does not bring harm to anyone outside of the two combatants, nor that it goes over any of those lines, and then is there to provide healing such as might be necessary. There is a 5-minute limit on any duel on campus, and once he has kind of finished all of this, he turns to Thorn Whisper and basically tells him that he's the idiot that started this, and so he can begin when ready. And as he says that, he utters a brief incantation. You see his hands move in some complex gestures, and there is a thrum in the pavement that you're standing on, this mosaic of marble tiles that extends throughout the courtyard, kind of hums for a moment, and you see the rest of the party as well sees a mostly transparent, sort of shimmering dome appear that encircles the two combatants. So there's not a lot of room to maneuver inside this dome. And Sendak looks at you, Eyre, and says, you can move outside the dome should you wish, but this is meant to provide an additional layer of safety for bystanders. So I would ask, if you're going to drop a fireball on his ass or anything like that, you just try to keep it inside the dome.
Okay.
Okay.
Freya's just gonna kind of walk around to the side, to the back side of where a thorn whisper is, just from the kind of keeping close to the dome. She wants to kind of track where he goes and
Sure.
stand inside, just as a.
So the dome, I want you to visualize the dome extends beyond this ring where, you know, what looks like stairs on here, basically to the edges of the flora. It is all dome. So you've got a little bit of room to maneuver in here, probably 50 feet across is what you're looking at.
Better for me.
Yeah. And so, without any further ado, I need you to roll initiative.
Okay. It doesn't matter if it happens before or after, but I do want to. I have a moonstone.
Okay.
And I want to press it kind of again in my pocket against the box and just say, "Let's make sure he regrets this day."
Okay. All right.
And just before Eyre starts, I am going to imbue her armor with a plus. Is it +1 or +2? Let's find out.
Does this violate duel rules?
I know. I'm like, wait, can I buff her?
It doesn't, but does this require you to touch Eyre's armor?
Let's. If I were to, I'm looking for it, but if I were to guess, probably.
So I will let you get away with this, but this would require you to have, we'd have to retcon and say you did it as you were like walking over to the courtyard or something. So if you all are cool with that, I don't mind it.
I'm fine.
Okay, or sure. Like, or as the dual rules were being spelled out, I was just standing behind Eyre, making a couple of slight adjustments to her armor.
Okay. All right, that sounds good. So that gives Eyre a +1 to armor class. Is that situation?
Yeah.
Just a straight +1.
Hang on one second. I gotta just find it here.
That will help.
Eyre, what were you gonna say?
Oh, nothing.
Okay,
Other
well then
than-
give me an initiative roll, please.
Yeah, other than the moonstone thing.
Oh yeah, we'll get to the moonstone in a second.
19.
Excellent. Okay. So we'll get to the armor class here, or the armor impact in a moment, or when we need it. So you press the moonstone to the box in your pouch, and almost as soon as as you think the words in your mind, the moonstone seems to almost melt into the box. It just is no longer in your hand. So you can remove that. I do need to just mark something here. What's the moonstone worth?
60 gold.
60 gold, thanks.
I've been holding on to it for a while.
It's +1 to armor class.
Okay, excellent. Okay. Perfect. So Thorn Whisper steps forward, and as you sort of lock in, and at this point, Eyre has been through a lot, and already you had, I think, pretty honed instincts from your time in the streets and alleys of Chukip. But since then, your life has been hung by a thread many times,
Yeah,
and so when battle starts, you're in it. Like you're activated instantly, and you're moving already. Thorn Whisper, however, is already preening for the crowd.
Right.
As this is like as the dome comes up, he sort of turns to his friends like, here we
Are you
go.
not entertained?
Yeah, he's already making a show of this,
Yeah.
and so you are gonna act first.
Okay. I'm gonna. So bonus action. Hexblade's Curse.
Okay.
And then I just simply move right up to him and hit him in the face, or the back of the head if he's facing the other way.
Yeah, I mean he's giving his profile to you right now. So
Okay.
all right, so he's got the curse on him, and you're attacking with your sword.
Yeah, so it's gonna be it's +1 bonus to damage, critical hit, a roll of 19 or 20, and then I regain some HP if he dies.
Go for it.
Just as a quick reminder.
In case you decide to violate the rules of Kato and just
Whoa.
slay this fool.
Maybe.
Hold on.
Hey, it's a dangerous. Things happen. I don't know.
Sure.
What happened? That we know.
Well, it's a nat 20.
Oh dear. All right, well, calculate your damage. We'll just ask, is Eyre intentionally making this non-lethal damage? Or is she not? Like, is this flat of the blade? Or is she gonna cut this fool?
Oh no, I definitely
Need to decide that
guess.
before I get a damage
would
roll.
cut him.
I guess she'll follow the rules. She doesn't want to create
Okay.
trouble, but she wants to make
Oh
sure.
come on, don't follow the rules.
All right.
So it's max.
So it's max plus roll it again,
Okay.
but don't add your bonus next on the second one.
Okay. So it's. Okay, so it's 5 and 10. So it's 15. Oh wait, no. Oh man,
Plus just the dice.
Yeah, wait a second. I should have. I always get this wrong. So it was 10 plus 6 plus 3. Because I had it
19?
because it's 10 plus 6. The roll it's a 1d10.
1d10, so you get 10.
Yeah.
Yep, and then
Oh,
you
then I rolled a
then you
10.
roll a d10.
I did roll a d10.
Oh, so you rolled a d10 and got 10.
Yes.
Okay.
So
So
it's
it's 20
20
plus your bonus.
plus 6, and then plus
26.
3 because of the curse is plus 3.
So 29.
Yes.
Holy crap.
Okay.
Yes.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. What yeah, and you rolled a nat 20. I mean, okay, so here's how this looks. So as this guy is like preening to the crowd, like looking at his boys, Eyre, the rest of you see Eyre's eyes just kind of go cold, and she moves like a dart across this courtyard and bashes the flat of her blade across a section of his neck that is just wide exposed, and you hear a crunch, and
Shoot.
he just crumbles like a toddler who doesn't want to leave the playground. Just all his bones melt, and he is not laid out flat, like laid out in a heap, like akimbo, all over his limbs, just all over themselves, and his neck at an awkward angle. And the whole crowd just collectively gasps because they and you, everyone except for Eyre and Omar Sendak, gasp because you're sure that she just straight murdered this guy.
I feel like Potham goes, yeah.
Like, yeah, that's how you do it.
Complete horror first silence, and then
I expected nothing less.
Yeah!
Like there's that pregnant silence, but then all of a sudden he's like, yeah.
I feel
Right
like
up.
Hannah would whisper, he broke the rules, she broke the rules.
Because as much as Potiphar abhors violence, he loves sport, and this fits in sport,
And that was awesome.
and that was
Sports.
fucking awesome. You
He's a
should
man
have
of
placed a bet.
contradiction.
I think that's probably the next thing that he says too is, God, I should have placed a bet.
So in almost the next breath, Sendak moves his hands again and the dome vanishes. And he takes 2 or 3 steps forward and comes to the side of Thornwhisper Kuma,
Oof, this is awkward.
takes a knee, puts his hand on the guy's neck, and he just looks up at the crowd and says, he lives. He probably won't walk today, but he lives. And then then you see him cast a spell, and this is, let's see, who, Eyre, I think you and Pando are the only ones I think I would let make this check.
Okay.
If you want to make an Arcana check or a Religion check, either of you could do so.
I don't think.
Potom, you could make this too if you want.
I'll do Arcana.
I'll do an Arcana check.
But why do you guys need to get new stuff?
23.
Go do the stuff that you already have.
Wow.
What?
Matt, I feel like you're talking to my cats.
No. Constant requests to download new apps. There's like 50 little goofball games
Right.
on those iPads, and they're
You're like,
never
"Go play the
satisfied
one
with it. I
with-
need the
yeah."
next one. I need a different one. I'm bored of this. Okay. So
I do not have a natural 20. It's
So
18
you-
plus 5. Yeah.
you had a 23.
Yeah.
You had
Nat 1.
no. You're distracted. You're not
That's
paying
fair.
close attention to this.
Also, Eyre's not really like an Arcana scholar.
Yeah,
She's
I
like-
really only had you roll
Yeah.
because you were up close,
sure.
and
Right.
like you can see what this guy's doing.
Yeah.
Potom,
And I got a 24.
Nice.
a 24.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Arcana happens to be one of those checks that I'm really good at.
so both you and Pando, I think, recognize something about what he's doing that gives you a little insight into this guy that I think is, particularly to Pando, who's learned more about him, but to both of you, I think is pretty interesting. It's very unexpected, which is why it catches your attention. The magic that he's using is divine magic.
Mm.
He's casting a priest spell right now, right? Like if we were just talking about the mechanics of D&D, which like in game there's a different flavor to this or whatever, but because the gods are not around. But this is not the kind of magic you expected a wizard professor at a wizard school to drop here. He just cast a significantly powerful spell that in any other realm where the gods were present would have been delivered through divine intervention, divine power. So,
Cool.
and as the sort of magic glows off of his hands and into Thornwhisper's body, you see a sort of a shudder go through this guy's body, and it sort of straightens out, and you see the very awkward crick in his neck just go click back into place, and you see his breathing steady, but he does not awaken. And Sendak stands up and he says, Kato has ended in possibly the shortest amount of time I've ever witnessed in my time on this faculty. Thornwhisper, you truly are pathetic. And I wish you were conscious to hear me say that, but for everyone else here, please be thoughtful about what you choose to do with visiting strangers in the future on our campus. most of you are not intelligent or insightful enough to recognize true danger when it looks you in the face. And this has been a disruption of my afternoon. Now, to wrap up loose ends, as you may recall, the winner of Cateau is invited to rename the loser for 1 full year. And all present will adhere to the renaming at all times upon penalty of their own punishment. I hereby seal that with the magic of our crest. And with that, he does another little motion and says a few words, and the pavement around here, the mosaic again thrums with energy, and all of the observers and students present are, you see this magic sort of pass through them. And he says, so now, as the winner, Eyre, please rename this sorry excuse for a student. Oh, sorry, I should tell you. The official magic incantation is loser I dub thee,
Okay.
and then say the name that you want. Whatever you say after that will be this dumb bastard's name for a year.
Bobble-headed ninny muggins.
Yeah. Wait, shoot, I totally forgot I was supposed to do this.
Yeah, you only had 3 weeks to work on
Yeah,
it.
yeah, no.
Be something juvenile with
Yeah,
like
yeah,
poop or
yeah,
stink
yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
I don't think it should involve pee pants.
Oh, for sure.
Poo poo pee pants.
Yeah, it'll just be like, loser, I dub thee Poopy Pants Kuma.
Crinkle nut, poopy pants, Kuma.
All right,
Poopy Pants Kuma it is.
Poopy Pants Kuma. As you utter the magic words, the magic.
Oh no, I got a better one. Dung liquor.
Oh.
Dung liquor.
I will let you retcon that.
So it's a little more
Dung liquor.
lore fitting,
Kuma.
Yeah.
world fitting.
All right. So as you utter
Funny.
this phrase, the courtyard pulses once more, and the magic seems to leave the space. All of the students, including Kuma's boys, are snickering and giggling and kind of slapping each other on the back as they all wander off in different directions. The only person who stays behind and then rushes to Kuma's side is a very sort of mousy young female elf who looks to be a first-year student. She's got little glasses and a big pile of books in her hands, and she goes to a knee next to him and kind of puts her hand on his chest, and she's like, "Oh, Kuma," and then she's kind of making some little noises over her. And Sendak stands up and just shakes his head, and he says, "Beatrice, you are deeply misguided. Leave him to me. I'll get him to the infirmary. And you, thanks for that. That really made my afternoon. It was... I don't want any students to die, but it's fun to watch this one come that close. I really appreciate it. I don't know why you let him keep his family name, but
Oh, I guess I didn't have to. Well, now it's clear though. Now
yes,
it's, yeah.
but I do enjoy the irony. His father is going to be royally pissed off.
Yeah. You keep the strong association. Yeah.
It's going to be a delight to watch that happen. I hope to be there on parent visiting day.
Well, you know, it does add the layer of bringing dishonor to his family name. He has
Indeed,
brought dishonor to his family name.
indeed.
I just hope that this doesn't affect his father's donation to the school.
I doubt it. To be clear, his father donates to this. The donations his father makes to the school have very little to do with dung liquor here. More about the research and influence that he prioritizes. I'm not sure. Well, I don't know if you could tell, but I don't think this is a young man who comes from an extremely healthy relationship with his father.
Father.
He may be working through some things. Well, this has been fun, but as I said, I'm very busy, so farewell to you. And he just storms off, and as he does, a disc of magical energy appears underneath Dunglicker Kuma's body, raises it up off the ground about 3 feet, and that disc just trails behind Sendak as he walks off in the direction of the infirmary.
Funny.
Okay. Eyre gives a cheeky, nod of the cap. Tip of the cap.
Tip of the cap.
And Freya comes up and gives Eyre an epic backslap. That was wonderful.
I can't believe I didn't place any money on that.
Eyre, I will also award you 500 experience for that encounter. Yeah. It's not a high difficulty encounter, in case you noticed, but I think the role playing aspect of it is going to get you a little bonus there. All right, it is late afternoon here on campus. You've unfortunately, this distraction has led you kind of in the opposite direction of where you were previously headed. If you recall, you were on your way to visit one Murph Turkle,
Right.
a Knoll seller of unlicensed school spirit gear, and based on the hints you received from Omar Sendak, possibly a black marketeer who could connect you with someone or some material to help you remove the tracking curse that's been attached to 2 of your party by the Sinnock. So what would you like to do now?
Do we need to go back to Murph Turkle?
Well,
I mean, we were there. We were already there, right? No, sorry.
No, so you were
whatever.
Murph Turkle is outside of campus. He's on the very edge of campus. His shop is in the town outside of campus. You were walking across campus to get there,
And then
after connecting with Sendak, and then we're interrupted by this, which dragged you back into the center of campus. So if you want to head there, you've got a little bit of a walk ahead of you yet to head that direction.
Do it.
Yeah, I think just continue on.
All right, so back to Murph Turkle is the plan of the party. So you walk for a ways, and as you make your way through campus, the rumor mill has spread like wildfire, and
Local celebrity.
Eyre quickly has become
hello.
yeah, maybe not a local celebrity, but people are clearly talking about this. There are a lot of whispered conversations and pointing at you.
And she's horrified by the attention. Yeah.
Several people do walk up and attempt to high five you, or whatever the Maib Sahir equivalent is. Like there's a number of students who come by and they're like, bruh. Like they're very excited to
Eyre ignores all of them
reinforce which
and occasionally rolls her eyes.
Yeah, perfect. That only enhances Eyre's reputation
That's fantastic.
on the campus.
Yeah, doesn't help her goals.
As a very high-end badass. Everybody, a lot of these students are in awe, seemingly in awe.
We get to the illicit school apparel, and there's just pictures of Eyre on
So Murph Turkle's already got T-shirts
like
made up.
pendants that people can
Yeah,
hold.
it's just a lot of pictures of the chalk outline of Kuma on the ground with his neck at an awkward angle.
Oh, that's funny.
On your way, you once again walk past the lecture hall building where where you met Sendak, and it is as you're passing, you walk past the building, and a moment later you hear screams coming from inside the building, and as you turn to look, you see a few students pouring out of the doors, screaming and yelling for help. What do you do?
Okay, Kando grab one of them or stop one of them to like, what is going on?
Mm-hmm.
Just that teacher strength.
Right. Hey,
Hey,
no running.
So
What's going on?
Pando grabs a young half elf who's racing by the robes and tugs him in your direction. He looks up at you wide eyed and he said, "Summoning class, it's on the loose. We gotta get help.
What's on the loose?
Fire!" And then he just runs. He tears out of your grasp and runs. And it's about this point that the last of the students seem to have exited the building, and the final person you see pushing out of the doors and running down the stairs is Reince Primbus, the
Professor
teaching
Primus.
assistant who you witnessed giving a lecture on summoning when you poked your head in.
Fire elementals.
And as summoning fire elementals, and as he stumbles out of the room, out of the building, he once again sneezes, just like a huge, monstrous, disgusting, messy sneeze all over his sleeve as he stumbles out. And you see smoke pouring out from behind the building as well. And he looks like so sick, like his eyes are watering and his face is red and all this, but he also looks terrified and frazzled. And he looks to you and he says, "I sneezed at the wrong time. Please, is there anything you can do?" And he just tears off in some other direction looking for help.
Well, it seems like at this point our children might have free tuition at this school.
Right.
You've got lots of opportunities to help.
Yeah, we're sure making up.
Hey, let's yeah, Brad's like, all right, and runs into the burning building.
Yeah,
My time to shine.
I like it. All right, wait. It's hard for me to see on this big TV here. There we go.
Oh.
Oh wait, I have to shut off the other one, I think. Yeah.
What's new in maps?
Pause.
So excited.
Lecture
I
hall.
didn't even get to use. I had counter spells queued up.
Yeah.
Didn't even have to use them.
Just one.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah, he was just as talented as Sendak described.
That was awesome.
Wasn't even worth it.
So funny.
Wasn't even worth the moonstone.
No, but
Yeah.
might be
You know,
useful.
Brad's all this like pent up energy because I have seriously just been like, we have got to run as fast as we can off this campus into the wound or wherever and find Upido, and so this is good. There's like some
And she hasn't been laid in a long time.
Yeah.
about those minotaurs.
All right. So the four of you press into the building, and you see that much of the smoke, or all of the smoke, is pouring out of a single classroom, a classroom that several of you already saw. And you slam through the double doors of that classroom to see the lecture hall, the far end of the lecture hall, the demonstration stage, engulfed in flames. And this is, well, I don't think any of you have ever seen a fire elemental before. Can't imagine any reason why you would have.
Yeah.
So,
Tom's done a lot of reading, so he knows of them.
yeah.
So,
Potom, I'd allow you to make an Arcana check here, just based on your magical research. It's going to
beautiful.
give you very limited information, but it's potentially worthwhile.
With a 28, how limited?
28 is pretty good. So first and foremost, because a lot of your research had to do with tapping into different kinds of magical energy, some of that research was about poking holes in the fabric between this dimension and other dimensions, right? This plane of existence and other planes of existence to access different kinds of magical power. Elemental power in particular works that way, right? When a wizard casts, let's say, a firebolt, what you know they're really doing is opening a little tear in reality between this plane of existence, the prime material plane, and the elemental plane of fire. And then they're pulling that raw fire out and directing it, right? And so you've got your head around this. And having done some of that kind of research, you've encountered and are somewhat familiar, at least, with some of the creatures that live on these elemental planes. And what I'll just tell you, what Potom knows is this. This is not a typical fire elemental. It's big, and it's encased in molten magma armor. And so, like, you've seen fire elementals through the peephole, so to speak, like seemingly animated living beings made up entirely of flame. This one is, first of all, substantially bigger than any you ever witnessed or that you've read about, and it seems to be armored.
I'm going to convey this to the group and be like, I think I've only really seen fire elemental farmers before, and this is not that. This is like the Royal Guard.
Mm-hmm.
Any other hints you can give us into how to whack them?
Don't fight fire with fire.
Useful advice.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing I'll tell you is that so on the map, everything from like the blue carpet that you see down below back towards the windows is already just raging with flames, engulfed in flames. The curtains are almost gone. Anything wooden is on fire. The stone nearest to this thing looks like it is glowing red hot, and the fire is spreading through this room. And as you step into the room, this thing turns and looks at you, and it lets out sort of a bellow in a language you don't understand, but it sounds like the roar of wind in a forest fire is the closest thing you can relate it to. And a blast of heat washes over the party. And now I need you to roll for initiative.
11.
Yikes.
10.
11 for Freya. Potom, what did you get?
18.
18 is good. And the rest of you auto-populated here. All right,
Okay.
excellent. So, we're in it. The fire elemental Myrmidon acts first. And it is going to, seeing living beings here, its rage seems to be directed at you. It is going to, what's its reach? Oh, only 5 feet. All right.
Disappointed.
Lame. It is going to race forward and it's going to just attack the largest creature that it sees, which is going to be Freya. The Myrmidon, you see its flaming arm suddenly coalesce and take on a shape. And what it looks like is a scimitar made of white hot metal. And this scimitar slashes towards you 3 times. The first is a 19 to hit.
That hits.
The second is an 11 to hit.
That does not hit.
And the final is a natural 1, which obviously misses. So it's
The sword breaks.
well, if it weren't made of the living fire that is its body, we might roll for that. But instead, it just misses really badly. and feels slightly embarrassed.
It blushes.
Soul crushing embarrassment to the fact that it needs to just go home.
It sits down and cries and puts out its own fire.
My dad's gonna be so mad at me.
But you will take 9 points of fire damage.
All right.
Um,
And I'm not raging, so that was
9. Yep, you're gonna take the full amount there. Okay, and then it is Podham's turn. Podham, at the top of your turn, I would like you to make a Constitution saving throw as you are inside the corona of this flaming behemoth.
15.
15. All right, then you will take half damage. Oh, it's right here in front of me. You will take 2 points of fire damage, and it is your turn.
Right. Podham draws his phaser and fires off a ray of frost.
Okay.
20? Not a natty 20.
A 20 does hit.
For 5 points of damage.
Okay. The Myrmidon barely reacts, but you can see that there was for a brief moment, a spot on its body where its armor seemed to cool, and then it goes right back to being molten. Anything else you want to do? Move, bonus action, anything like that?
Well, we'll just have the Steel Defender step forward and
Oh yeah, we don't have. I need to give you an icon for that.
and at this point, I think what Podham will do he'll be riding in the Steel Defender. So we'll just leave Podham we'll just understand that Podham and the Steel Defender are one character, so you don't have to grab a new one.
That's fine. So if you want to split up later, though, I can throw an Iron Golem on there or something, and we can.
Okay. No, I think that this is just kind of how it would be, how it is for the time being. That that Podham is that the Steel Defender is definitely taken on more of like a bucketed. There's the chair that he used to ride in has his shield out front affixed, and there's armor plating that he's kind of sitting now more in a bucket.
Yeah. He's like in a convertible AT-AT walker.
Correct.
AT-ST, not AT.
And we'll have the Steel Defender do its rend.
Okay.
Attack. Which is a +9 to hit. So D20. That 17 + 9 is a 26.
Okay. Are the Steel Defender's attacks magical in nature, or are they mundane weapons?
Well, this will just be his arms, so it'll just be a melee.
Okay. All right. Well, that hits. Roll your damage.
1d8 + 3. 5 points of damage.
Okay. All right. So your Steel Defender kind of slashes across with its arms, and it does kind of rake sparks off of the armor and clearly makes an impact, but it is less powerful than you would expect from such a hit.
Or want.
All right. Any movement on your or the Steel Defender's turn?
Yeah, we'll have the Steel Defender take us Oh wait, I guess I am in melee. With that, that's an attack of opportunity if I move.
It would potentially trigger an attack of opportunity.
I think that we're gonna risk it.
Okay.
We'll move off here into the corner.
All right, it is going to angrily lash out at you. That is 19 plus 7 is 26 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
And you will take 6 points of fire damage.
Can I use a reaction to this?
You may.
Would this be something that I could use the spell absorb elements on?
I hope
Yep.
so.
Okay, so he's going to duck behind his shield, and the shield's plates will open up as the elemental brings his arm down.
That's why I have it like
Oh, queued
summoning
up.
fairy queued up.
All right, very good. And do you have to roll for that, or does it absorb a certain amount? I don't remember how this works.
No, it's a reaction. This spell captures some of the incoming energy, lessening its effects on you and storing it for your next melee attack. You have resistance to the triggering damage type until the start of your next turn. Also, the first time you hit with a melee attack on your next turn, the target takes an extra 1d6 damage of the triggering type. So I will be fighting fire with fire, but its own fire.
Yeah. All right, then, so it
So
gives you
his is
resistance, so
1d6,
you will
but
take
mine,
3
if I
points of
choose
fire
to.
damage instead of 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then it is your turn, Freya. You are confronted with a huge flaming warrior.
Well, Freya's gonna rage. And let's see. And I draw my sword, my great sword, and I whisper to it as I'm drawing it, Ancestor, are you ready for battle?
Nice. I like that.
And then she takes her great sword and whips it as hard as she can.
Okay, make your attack.
Which kind of misses at 13.
A 13 unfortunately does miss. It clangs off of the chest plate, the magma chest plate that this thing is wearing.
She's like, ugh! So she grabs her morning star to go for her second hit. Then
Okay.
her second attack. Oh, God. You guys took all the good rolls today.
A
Great.
12, a 12 also misses. So as you rage, you whisper to your sword. You don't get an immediate response as you slash and hack and try to get into this thing. At least initially, the blast of heat is so powerful that it's difficult for you to get close. As a creature who's sort of connected to the icy chill of the north and aligned with sort of the opposite of this thing, it is uncomfortable at first. You're sort of blasted back by the oven-like corona of this thing. Oh, sorry, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as well. I forgot to do that at the top of your turn.
Oh, it's at the beginning of your turn.
14.
All right, you will take 4 points of fire damage from just the presence of this creature.
Is that reduced or
It is not.
so a 2? Because I'm raging?
No, raging protects you from physical damage like bludgeoning, slashing, and piercing damage.
Okay.
Does not protect you from fire. Freya, do you want to move or are you staying put?
I'm within the things within 5 feet of me, right? Because it attacked. No,
It is,
I'm
but it has already used its reaction to attack Potom.
Oh, great. Yeah, you know what? Actually, I am going to let me go to the opposite corner from Potom.
Okay, move up here. All right, very good.
How did you climb out the window?
I changed my mind.
I'm out of here.
See, suckers.
Throws up peace signs and jumps out.
I like it. Eyre, you are up next.
Okay. Eyre. Oh wait, should I roll or am I not close enough?
Yeah, you are not in the corona.
Okay. I will cast Armor of Agathis.
Okay.
That sounds fun.
Armor of Agathis, great spell.
So I did that. And then I'm going to move here-ish. And wave my sword around in a tauntingly manner.
Okay, all right, just
Taunting manner.
look intimidating.
Yeah.
Hey, you. Hey, jerk.
Jerk face.
You want some of this neck-breaking action?
All right.
Yeah, she feels really emboldened.
Yeah. I will let you make either a persuasion check or an intimidation check here.
I like that.
And I will definitely take you up on that. 20, not natural.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think with a 20, you get this thing's attention.
At least, yeah.
It has definitely turned and is facing you. It's brilliant white, like spots of light that make up its eyes, turn to you, and its kind of huge flaming mouth opens, and it lets out another one of those roars. I think when you picture this roar in your head, picture the Balrog in the Lord of the Rings movies. Like it's
Yeah.
mad like that.
Yeah.
And its mouth is full of fire. Cool. Anything else? You're good then?
I'm done.
Pando, you're up.
Chuck, do not pass.
You are within the Corona, Pando, so I'm going to ask you to make a
Constitution?
Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Never has to go.
Oh wait, I'm so sorry. I think I hit the wrong con.
Con
It's up
save,
here.
con save's right. You got it.
Okay, so it's this. Yep.
So a 9.
JK.
Yep. So you're going to take 3 points of fire damage.
I don't want to.
And yet you're going to. That's what happens when you stand next to essentially a burning building contained inside a suit of armor.
Okay,
But now it is your turn.
great. So Pando is going to summon Faye.
Ooh.
I know. I'm very excited.
I'm
Do you need
excited
some details
too.
about that?
I do.
Okay.
Need and want details
So
about that.
this is a pretty lovely one. So for those who don't know, I've just called forth a Fae spirit. She's like, "What's up?" It manifests in an unoccupied space. And then the corporeal form uses the Fae spirit stat block.
Okay.
FEY.
FEY, yeah. It'll just disappear when it hits 0, but in combat it shares my
Darn.
initiative count, but it takes its turn immediately after me.
Fairy.
It obeys my verbal, so I don't have to like throw a spell. I'm just like, girl, hit it.
Good enough. That's
Armor class
pretty
is
big, actually.
12 plus.
You need like a medium spirit.
It won't let me take any of these. But,
You didn't pay the fee. You didn't pay the troll toll for the troll.
give me something spectral. Really?
Good. Yeah. Oh,
Fine.
that's lame.
Give me a ghost then. You at least got to give me a
Oh,
ghost.
yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. That's actually perfect.
Look at that.
Great. All right. There's
Especially for the mood I'm going to put her in.
there's your face spirit.
Okay.
And we'll rename her.
There you go.
Got it. All right. So where's she popping up?
So she is popping up right like next to it between Eyre and me.
Okay.
Okay. So do you need her stats? Or do you want me to snip it and put it in Discord?
Let me see if I can add it here.
Okay. Fae spirit, FEY.
Oh, I guess it's actually a small creature, although I don't think it's going to matter.
Small but mighty.
Yeah.
All right, edit. Fae spirit.
Her proficiency bonus equals mine.
Okay, they don't have it, so
Do you want me to
I
put
don't know
it?
why they don't have it, but you can just.
I'm gonna snippet it so you have it and put it in Discord.
Okay.
And then so that's her stat, and then
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
I'm gonna give you the action and bonus action.
Oh, geez, there's a lot of
I know.
stuff.
She's pretty great.
Fae.
I mean, I have to pick one. So, Face Step, Fuming, Mirthful, Tricksy are the bonuses based on the mood you choose.
Actually, while you ponder that for a moment, I'm going to take a quick bathroom break.
Okay.
Does anybody need anything from upstairs?
Well, I was also going to take a bathroom break at a moment's notice.
Do you need me to scoot out?
No, I can.
You got it?
Yeah.
Just if anyone's curious, I put it in the Discord chat.
Great.
I've been looking forward to using this one.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm looking at it.
It's a new friend. She's just like, what?
Well, she's overly cheerful.
In my
I think
head,
of her as like Mrs. Minutes from the Loki TV show.
yes. And like
Well, hi. How can I help you?
a little splash of like the old Sleeping Beauty. Remember like the chipper little three like godmother fairies?
Oh yeah.
I feel like there's a little dose of that in her. But then she'll also just murder. She's fine with being like, and you're dead.
I need a thinner tip, which is cool.
Okay. I think that inner tip would have.
Hopefully, I don't know. But hopefully that won't wait the die now. Go to 1 all the time, or maybe it will.
No, it'll wait to go to 20.
Obviously.
Oh yeah, no, you definitely.
Definitely
Matt's
on
dice.
Matt's metal dice definitely are weighted.
Uh-huh.
Rhea's due to roll some good ones. I haven't been rolling good ones in like a year.
Oh, we had such a fun day yesterday.
Your pirate
did you
pictures
see
were
pirate
cute.
pictures?
We did. We had such a fun day.
So we got to Astoria and got to drive over this plank bridge.
Oh,
So it was just wood plank, and you could only go 5 miles per hour over. And like if you went any faster, it I'm sure would have shook everything.
right.
Really kind of cool to drive over it. But then there we are, dressed as pirates at the Rogue Brewing Public House.
Oh, I love that place.
And out of nowhere, this little boy shows up with his mom, and he hands me this. We're talking, this kid is like almost 2.
No, I would say he was 3 years old.
Okay.
I would say he was 3, and he kind of looked like Wes. Honestly, he sort of looked a little bit like Wes as a 3-year-old.
Well.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah. But so he shows up, and we had just gotten our drinks. This little boy shows up with his mom, and she goes, "Go ahead." And he holds out his hand, and he hands me this silver coin that has a pirate on one side. So there I am, dressed as a pirate. This little boy hands in, and his mom's like, he just really wanted to show you his pirate coin and his pirate monster truck. And then he holds up this little monster truck, and he hands it to me.
has a pirate hat on the top.
Oh.
Stop, that's
Wow.
cute.
He was like, he just really got into pirates in this last couple of months, and
He had like, stars in his eyes. Okay, he was just like totally in awe.
yeah, completely.
Awesome.
And so I'm like, all right, do you want to like do you want to take a picture? He's like, yeah. And it was just like that scene in Avengers where Katie was like, do you want me to be in the picture? And he was like,
He looked at me like, oh, I didn't even see you.
like, oh God,
He
no.
looked at me like, what? No. He's like, I didn't see you. Like,
Come on, she's Ant-Man. Get a picture with her.
Oh no.
Couldn't care
That's
less.
super cute.
so funny.
It was
Oh my
it was
goodness,
really
it's
funny.
So cute. I wish I would have taken a picture of him getting his picture because this kid, yeah, he was absolutely adorable.
And then everywhere that we went, dressed as pirates, it was just funny because you could like hear people like behind us, sort of like laughing.
Or they go like, "Arr,"
Yeah,
behind us.
Yeah.
you're in the supermarket and the guy's like, "Oh, I was having a debate with my friend if it was this old man." He's like, "If it was R or Arg," and well, my friend won, so I guess it's Arg. And I went, "Huh, I would have stabbed him."
Well, it's at his house.
And I went, "We get his house.
House.
You stab him, then you get his house." That's
Makes sense. The pirate code.
yeah.
That's awesome. I love little pirate children. That's delightful.
So you've been to the public house in Astoria?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it was a
awesome.
long time ago, but I loved it. We had way too much fun at that place.
Oh, we bought. Where's our here?
We brought
We bought.
the Rogue Dead Guy whiskey that was
Ooh.
finished in Cabernet casks.
Nice. Yummy.
Cool.
So
Anyway,
Yeah, that
Anyway.
public house is where I got the 10-year hat that I had before this 10-year hat.
oh,
That I wore 300 days a year for like 10 years. And then it finally gave up the ghost, and then I got this thing. Okay, so we have a delightful,
New friend.
mischievous Fey spirit that has popped into existence next to the raging fire elemental.
Yes. I posted in Discord just in case you need it visually, the stats and then the mood, because it's imperative that you choose the mood of
Gotta
your Fey
choose
spirit.
the mood, yeah.
And I chose fuming, which gives the Fey advantage on the next attack roll it makes before the end of the turn.
Okay.
I'd be pissed too if I was summoned to fight a.
Right?
Fire
She's like,
elemental.
oh!
Oh
Ooh.
dear. Oh dear. Yeah, great. Well, go for it.
So
Oh,
if that
and what
is
did
the
you cast this at 3rd level?
I did cast it at 3rd level.
Okay, so 30 hit points.
Yes.
And 15 armor class. Got
Mhm.
it. And that the casting is an action, I assume. So now
Yes.
it is the Fey Spirit's turn.
Yes. And I'm a little confused about what the Fey Spirit like does when it attacks, but Fey makes a number of
Well,
attacks equal to
This
half.
it says it has a short sword.
Okay, so
so-
that's melee only, right? No magic, anything like that. Okay.
But I think you can like for flavor's sake, you can visualize that this thing
It's pretty good actually.
looks
It's
the way you
Decent,
wish.
right?
It's to hit it's 1d6 plus 3 plus spell level, but then the damage it's
Get additional force damage.
yeah.
So do I have?
Oh,
I just start
yeah.
with the 1d6.
So
no, I have to do 20.
so
Oh,
your
sorry,
attack.
Yeah.
This guy.
Write it down. So you're gonna make one attack, and it's your spell attack modifier to hit. So you're gonna roll a d20 and add your spell attack modifier, which is under your spells.
Is that at the very top or something?
Yeah, +5.
Yeah.
Okay.
So d20 plus 5 is the attack.
Oh no, it's I think it's +8, isn't it? Why is it? Or am I reading
So I have
that
the
wrong?
modifier and then a spell attack.
Spell attack is what you
Yeah.
want.
Oh, so
Because
sorry, that's
because
8.
The modifier,
Thank you.
because the modifier is
And you
It's-
rolled an
yeah.
18.
So it's 26.
26 definitely
yeah,
hits.
because it's the modifier is your ability plus the
Proficiency.
Yeah,
Thank
so that's
you.
why. So it's 8. So 8 plus 8 is great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll take it. She'll take it. Okay, and then 1d6.
Mhm.
Four plus 3, so 7.
Yeah, open that up again.
Yeah, I gotta
so
open it up.
it's actually a
Plus
lot.
another
it's actually,
d6.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage.
Okay, so 7, and then plus 1d6.
Yeah, 2d6 plus 3.
So 14.
All right, so 11 points.
Because I had the...
4 of which are force.
Okay.
Yeah, if that matters. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, nice. So this this Fey spirit appears very grumpy to have been torn out of the Feywild, wherever it is based, and she
Yeah.
she
I picture her
Genderless.
as she.
I don't.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm picturing this person as pixie-like, not a actual
Yes.
pixie.
She's
a
like a
little bigger.
mix between, if you've seen Scrooge, do you with Bill Murray?
Oh, sure.
Like she's a famous actor, but she's like hee hee, but then she like beats the crap out of him.
Yeah.
A little mix between that and, like, I was telling them in my head, like the old Sleeping Beauty, like those 3 fairy godmothers who are like
Yeah.
very perky,
Oh,
but
yeah.
like she could, fuck shit up.
Well, I like it.
I
So
appreciate that.
so she comes in with like a tinkle and some sparkles, appears out of the void, but immediately looks very grumpy and dissatisfied with this misbehaving flame elemental
Yes.
that is in front of her, and she pulls a wand out of her belt that immediately grows in size and stature till it is the size of like a hefty
Yes.
short sword with a big spiked star at the end. And with a tinkle, she just bashes this thing, and it puts a big crack in the breastplate, in the side of the breastplate of this thing. And this is the first time you see the fire elemental actually react to an attack. It sort of recoils slightly and turns and looks at this thing with it had the Fey spirit has now captured its attention as well, so it is turned in the direction of Eyre and the spirit.
Sorry about that.
Oh.
And with that, it is the fire elemental Myrmidon's turn, and it is going to use its ability Fiery Strikes
Oh boy.
to launch a multi-attack. 2 of them on Eyre and 1 of them on this Fey spirit.
Are these melee attacks?
They are melee attacks.
Okay.
Yes. And so before it attacks, it again, I'm keep picturing the Balrog
Yeah.
here, but the moment when the Balrog like ignites itself,
Yes.
right? And like all of a sudden it goes from sort of this dark charcoaly and then like the whole, so that's this, right? This thing doesn't have wings to spread or whatever, but it roars in anger, and it seems for a moment to get much hotter as it lashes out. So these first 2 attacks will be on Eyre. That is a 12 to hit.
Nope.
And the second is a 14 to hit.
Disappointing.
You still have +1 to your armor class, Eyre.
Yeah, I mean but I have 7, so I would have 17 plus 1, so it's not even close.
Yeah, not even close.
You're like,
And then the
wanted it.
third attack is on the Fey spirit, which is an 11 to hit.
nope.
So it
Not very intimidating.
it
is
wastes
Right?
it wastes its special power here with 3 really bad rolls, and that's it. That's it for its turn. So Potom, it is your turn. You're outside of the corona, so no con save for you. It is your action.
I don't have 2 actions. I have 2 attacks per action, right? That's how that works.
That's correct.
Okay. Well, so what we're going to cast. We are going to cast Branding Smite on the exocomp.
Okay.
Branding Smite. The next time that the exocomp hits, With a melee attack, we'll get an extra 2d6 radiant damage.
Okay.
Good. And so if this lasts up to a minute, does that mean for the next 6 rounds he has this, or does it only work once?
10 rounds.
It only works once, but if he misses and misses and misses for a minute, you won't lose the effect.
Oh, right.
Okay. Well, so we're gonna Potom will move back into melee range.
Okay.
And that was the act one. And now the exocomp will take its turn and attack for 21.
21 hits. So roll your damage. Tell me the base damage first, and then the branding smite damage separate, please.
Hey, get down from there. What are you even thinking? Sorry, everybody.
That's right, antics.
So the punch is 5 points of damage.
Okay.
And the branding smite damage will be 1d6. An additional 5 points of damage.
Okay. All right. Very good. So you see that blast of magical energy accompanying the punch, and this time you see a pretty satisfying chunk of that magma armor get knocked off as your exocomp starts bashing into the Myrmidon. Moving next, it is Freya's turn.
All right. So for my first action, I'm gonna dash, actually.
Okay.
Straight toward him. And I'm going to attack with my great sword
Oh,
again.
hang on. Sorry to interrupt. Potom,
Yeah.
roll a d20 for your exocomp one more time. I should have been giving you advantage, as you all have this thing well and truly flanked at this point. So just in case it was a crit.
Sure. It was not. It was actually the opposite of that. It was a 2.
Okay, very good.
Making
All
it
right.
a 5.
So Freya, you're charging forward, still raging.
Still raging. First action is charge forward. Second action is, well, it's actually, I'm going to do my bonus action first with my charge. I will strike with my greatsword.
Okay.
Which
roll at advantage, please.
Which does 26.
26 hits.
Finally, and let's see. So it's plus 5 on damage when I do my bonus action with my charge.
Okay.
With and it. Wait a minute. I'm just gonna do it on here because I don't know how to do it. 1d12 plus 4 plus 5. So this plus 5. Come on. So 17.
17. All right. Nice. So you race forward, and as you do, you sort of connect with that spirit totem of the eagle, and you feel. I think there's different experiences when you connect with your totems, but when you succeed on one of these kinds of actions, it's the eagle totem that connects most powerfully with you. And I think you almost feel like a little bit of almost like a wind behind you, as if your spiritual wings were catching an updraft, and you race towards this thing and lash out with your greatsword. And this time you hear the voice in your mind as you slash out, and it says, "Yes, daughter of my blood, cut!" And you slash across the fire elemental's armor. Its back plate as it's facing away from you here, and you carve a deep gouge across its armor, and magma sprays out like almost like flaming blood, and you do 17 points of damage to this creature.
Nice.
And you have another attack left, I believe.
I'm gonna attack. I'm gonna try with my Morning Star, which is a +8. 12.
12 misses, unfortunately.
Okay, well,
I feel, did we talk about this before and I'm just forgetting? I feel like the charge doesn't give you an extra attack. It just gives you
no, it
bonus
gives
to
me
it.
a bonus action on if I dash. At least a part of my dash is 10 feet straight forward, right in front of the creature. Then I can always make a melee attack as a bonus with that action. So I can dash and I can do the action, and that's just one action.
Got it.
What it does is it adds the 5 points of damage. Then.
Okay. Cool. All right, then make your final attack.
Oh, that was the Morning Star. So, oh yeah, actions and attacks are different. That's right.
Yeah, when you use your action to attack, at this point, at this level, you get 2 attacks
I like it.
as your
Okay,
action.
so we're gonna go with the great sword again here. So that's 19.
19 hits.
19 hits.
Your damage.
Do the damage on here. Oops, wait a minute. Did I hit the right one too?
Yeah, it says great sword damage.
15. Yeah.
All right.
15 points of damage.
15 and 17 now.
Nice.
Good.
All right. That was a big round for you. The fire elemental roars in pain as a substantial chunk of its armor has now sloughed off and is melting into the marble floor. And with that, it is Eyre's turn.
I have to roll.
Yeah, Constitution saving throw at the top of your turn, please.
And I'll need to as well because of my proximity. Okay.
As will your face spirit.
Okay.
Oof, 9.
All right, you will enjoy 1 point of fire damage.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. Now I can, and that's not, yeah, that's just because I'm in the flaming
In the corona,
Okay.
yeah.
So I don't get to do any kind of cool armor if I get these things. Then as my bonus action, I will be using the spell Hex,
Okay.
which is the +6 necrotic. Plus
Plus
D6.
D6, yeah.
Plus 1d6.
All right, so you hex this thing.
And I will be attacking twice. So first attack, 15 plus 9, so it's 24.
Definitely hits.
Okay, so then it's going to be 16, 16, and these are magical weapons, by the way.
Yep.
So that's 16 of the piercing or whatever, magical piercing or however that is, and then I'm gonna roll the additional d6. Oof, that's a rough roll for it.
Nice.
It's a little warm. It's a little warm in here.
22.
And that's only one attack.
Yeah, nice job. All right, yeah, you carve into this thing, and for the first time you see it. I mean, it's hard to say that a creature made entirely of flame staggers, but let's say flickers.
Sure. Oh yeah.
Because it definitely you wounded it badly here.
Okay.
And you heard its pride.
And I heard its pride, more importantly. Then this one is going to be 11 plus 9, so 20.
20 hits. Mm-hmm.
14 piercing or slashing, and then another 6 necrotic.
Holy cow!
Dang.
Yeah, that's a lot. All right, so Eyre, as the Myrmidon kind of turns towards the brutal damage that it just took from Freya, Eyre takes advantage of its distraction and just kind of slips this sword into the gap opened up in the armor by Freya's earlier work, and carves some deep gashes against you. Because you have a magical weapon, you're feeling resistance of this thing as you cut through it. And it once again roars in pain. It's starting to look, it is dimming, visibly dimming. Do you want to stay there?
Yes. I also should be rolling actually for advantage, right?
Yeah.
So, well, it doesn't matter. We can move on if I.
Okay. Pando, you need a Constitution saving throw. Please.
I think I did enough damage to it.
Right?
Probably did fine.
I have a 3.
Okay, then you will suffer 5 points of fire damage.
We're sending a message to the DM that we are not to be played with.
Right?
We were just destroyed.
We're strong.
I don't even care about nat 20.
Whatever.
Who needs it?
Okay. Oh, I'd have to hit a d20 first, right?
I don't know.
That depends what
For
you're
what?
doing.
I'm casting a cantrip.
Okay.
Okay.
So I got 18.
What is the cantrip that you are casting?
Infestation.
Infestation.
Yeah.
All right. And infestation has a, you roll an attack roll with
Oh,
infestation.
I think it's just a con save.
What does the spell say?
Target must succeed a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
So it's not even, yeah, you didn't even have to roll.
I didn't have to do the d20. Okay. Okay.
All right. So it's going to roll a con save.
Mm-hmm.
16 is the save.
That is a 7.
Yeah, it fails it.
It did not save.
Did not save. So what is the situation for this newly infested fire elemental?
The stitch is that I rolled an effective 7.
What type of
2d6
damage?
It is, I think that's poison. Well, I honestly, yeah, it's poison.
yeah.
Poison damage.
Poison. Okay.
Mm-hmm. But also, there's a cloud of mites, fleas, and other parasites around it right now.
All right.
They're probably getting burned, but
Yeah.
they're
So
there.
so good news, bad news. The bad news is, or the good news is, the spell works, and this swarm of mites and fleas and little buzzing bugs comes swarming in towards this fire elemental. The bad news is, even though many of them make contact with it, what you're witnessing is the equivalent of a bug zapper.
Yeah.
And they're just popping everywhere.
I don't know if the poison would like seep through it.
I mean, mechanically, what happens is fire elementals are immune to poison. So this thing gets bit and things are happening,
Yeah.
but essentially all these bugs just go up in smoke.
All right.
Unfortunately. It is well, you can move if you want, of course, if you don't want to stay put. Or you can end your turn and your face spirit can act.
I would like to move out of the zone of continuously getting burnt.
Okay.
Okay.
Where do you want to be?
I can go toward that window. I mean, range is my jam anyway, so great.
Okay. The fire elemental is going to make an attack of opportunity against you. That is probably going to miss, though. That's a 10.
That misses.
Okay.
I don't even have to use my absorb elements. This is great.
And now your Fey spirit gets to
Yes.
act.
Okay. Sorry, I'm still getting used to this girl. For her, though, because it's a melee, I have to do the d20.
It's a normal
Yeah,
attack.
you
so
just
you're
roll
Okay.
a
rolling
d20. Yeah. So roll a d20, and then you're adding your spell attack modifier, which I think we said was a +8.
8, yeah. Basic math, man. 22.
22 hits.
Great. D6, I think it was. Yes.
2d6.
Yep. Can I just hit it twice?
Yep.
Great.
And it's +6, I think. I think
Yeah.
it's +3.
Yep. 14.
It's not +3.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
just +3.
Oh,
It's 1d6 +3 +1d6.
no,
Is
look at-
it?
No, it says plus. No, look at what it says. It's
Oh,
1d6
1d6 plus
plus
3.
three
Oh,
plus.
plus the spell's level.
yeah.
Got it. All right, so 14 you said.
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's a 3rd level spell.
Nice.
I know.
Right.
She hits hard.
Good job, Face Spirit.
And then can I ask
mean, a
just
third
for
level spell should hit pretty
clarification?
hard.
Yeah, it's
Like her fuming, the bonus action, the Fae has
Mhm.
advantage on the next attack roll it makes before the end of this turn.
Yeah, so you should roll it. You should have rolled that advantage for her.
Should I do that next time, like at the start of her?
Well, so the idea is she activates this as a
Yeah.
bonus action on her turn, then it helps on the next turn. So last turn she was fuming,
Yes.
which means this turn you should roll attack at
I
advantage.
gotcha.
This turn, if you choose to have her be fuming again,
Yes.
then next turn she rolls at advantage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and the smooth way to go about this would be
Yeah.
choosing your bonus action, one of those, and then doing the action. Right, because fuming says
First.
the Fae has advantage on the next attack roll
Yes.
it makes before the end of this turn.
And so,
So, but-
I should start it.
Start it with your bonus
Choose
action.
one of these. You should start
Okay.
its turn by choosing one of these
Choosing
and
one.
then attacking,
Yeah.
generally, unless it says something else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would be the
All right, nice. With that is unless you're going to move your face spirit, it is the.
She's really happy where she is.
Oh, I need her to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Her con is +2, so just roll a d20 and add 2.
Great. She only has 11.
Okay, then she will take 3 points of fire damage. And now it is the fire elemental's turn again. We're going to roll to see if his fiery strikes recharge. They do not.
Hooray!
Poor,
I almost feel bad for him.
this poor guy.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if he can finally land some hits. Let's see, who most recently devastated him? Well, Freya did, and then Eyre did,
And then the Fae did.
Fae Spirit
Right.
did. I think I'm
Last
just gonna roll a d4 and see which way he faces. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a 3. I mean, he's going after Potaman, the Steel Defender. So, here come some attacks. You know what? I can roll right on here. First attack is a 25 to hit.
that makes it.
That is going to be
Yes.
8 points of fire damage.
You can even try charming it or something. Although, never mind. I bet fire
The
elementals are.
second
I
attack
don't know what they're like.
is
immune
going to
to.
be
I
They're just trying things.
a 9 to hit, which will miss.
Bucket
It's
on.
not.
And the
Check
third
this.
attack, I think, is going to be at
That's
Freya.
Yeah.
Nat 20.
I know they don't have high.
Oh,
Right.
I can't imagine they
And
would.
then.
So,
magical darkness.
Freya, you are going
Not
to
in this particular situation.
do
That's
this.
why I was like, let's just get
Yeah.
advantage.
You're going to do 2 plus 10, 12 points of fire damage.
Yeah. This is a bonus action, and then you take your action.
Okay.
I mean, you can do them in opposite order, but ideally,
Does that mean I roll 2d12?
And
yeah.
at this point, the
What do you attack?
Okay.
turn is Potham's.
But you're already.
Okay. With I'll take a
Oh yeah, con save.
saving throw.
I would try charming to see what happens.
14.
You'll take 6 points of fire damage.
All right.
Roll D and tell you otherwise.
Tom's getting real heated up over here.
Ah,
And so he will kind of unseat himself out of the up out of the to kind of have him feel like he's kind of seated down in the steel defender, and he's gonna stand up and with two hands pull out his warhammer and hopefully feel like if he's standing up out of the steel defender but on top of it, that he's sort of face to face with the fire elemental.
yeah.
And so he'll just bring that hammer around and try to slam it right into the dude's head.
Nice.
14 for the first attack.
A 14 misses.
Okay. And oh wait, I get to roll at advantage.
You're rolling at advantage, yeah. So that's
Okay, so for the first attack, it's a 20.
20 hits.
20 hits, perfect. And 9 points of damage for the first attack.
Okay.
Second attack. Come on. 16?
16 does not hit.
Damn it. Okay. Well, so 9 damage for that first one.
Okay.
Um,
Wait, is that Warhammer imbued? Is that one of the magical Warhammers you guys took out of the?
yeah, it's a +1.
Okay. Got it. This fire elemental looks to be is now flickering rapidly, and at this point you can see almost all of this magma armor has fallen away. And Potom, you all see this, but Potom, you recognize what this is. Floating in the center of the flames, you see like a glowing crystal that seems to be hovering in the center, and you know that this is the tether that is holding this fire elemental here in this plane, and you can clearly see that that crystal is cracked and flickering, and as such, the whole of the fire elemental is flickering.
Okay, well, so with that knowledge, I'm going to have the exocomp
Oh, ignore that.
punch that crystal or grab that crystal.
Sure.
And we'll just do that as the. Oh, okay, but he gets advantage too, so that natty one doesn't count. Oh no!
Oh, the double
Once in a row.
natty
What?
one.
Things were going too well for us.
How did that happen? In my entire life, that has never happened.
Delightful. So your exocomp
That's okay, Freya got this.
reaches out in an attempt to smash this thing, and just overextends and tumbles forward, and you move 5 feet forward into the center of this thing,
1 in 4.
and you are engulfed in its flaming essence.
That's crazy.
And so I'm going to need you to make another Constitution saving throw.
While this is happening, I feel like Potom is going to actually like drop down into the bucket of the exocomp again.
Yeah, that's fine.
Into his coffin. No.
Right.
But 22.
Okay. Make one for the exocomp too, please.
All right. He shares my con proficiency.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. 13.
Okay. The exocomp is going to take 12 points of fire damage. You will take 6.
6 and 12.
Can you do any more like absorb elements?
Oh, I guess I probably could use that react. Whatever. I don't want to use up a spell slot.
All right. It is Freya's turn.
Especially as we're kicking
He's-
his ass.
Right. We're gonna beat this
So
guy.
after is Potom still laying in the middle of this thing?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he's the steel defender
Help
is standing in the heart of this fire elemental. Almost looks like they've merged.
Good luck.
Pressure
in,
cooker.
in some to some extent.
It's terrifying.
As this thing flickers kind of in and out. Freya, I do need you to still make a Constitution save.
Oh right. And I forgot to. I was gonna move on my last turn, but I didn't. Okay, 14.
Okay, you're only taking 1 point of fire damage.
All right. All right. I'm really worried about using my greatsword since Potom's standing right in the middle of the thing.
In your mind, you hear, Worry not, daughter of my blood. I shall guide our blade.
All right. Here we go. Great sword. Ooh, 26.
Okay, roll at advantage, remember.
Oh, okay. And what's that? 22.
Okay, 26. 26 hits. So you slash down and I mean, it's hard for you to know whether this is just your own training and years of experience or whether a spirit is truly guiding your blade. But you slash down across this thing and just your blade walks the line between its essence and the edge of Potom and the Steel Defender, and you slash through. What does it look like as your blade impacts the crystal? How do you think it looks as this fire elemental is banished back to its plane?
It shatters, and instead of sparks coming off of the blade, giant icicle crystals fly all over the place.
Nice, I like it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, excellent. You send this thing
cool.
back, flaming in a flaming heap. Send it back to the elemental plane of fire, and as the extreme heat in this room vanishes so suddenly, it's like it fills a vacuum, and in that vacuum, ice crystals form in the air, and it's almost like an instant tiny snowstorm as it kind of sprinkles down around you. And all at once, it is much cooler and much quieter in this room. But as you look up, you see most of the room is engulfed in flames still, as the raging inferno from the other side of the room has now spread. Desks, chairs, everything is on fire. And it's about this time that that a couple of what look like older students come racing into the room. They have their formal robes on and sashes across them in a bright purple color. And they step in and they both turn and they say, "Sorry it took so long. We're here to help." And they kind of spray some powder up in the air and they cast spells that send a gust of wind out in both directions. And it starts to rain in the room. So suddenly water is falling everywhere. And in a matter of 15, 20 seconds, all the fires are out. And what you are left standing in is a soggy, steamy lecture hall, former lecture hall, full of the charred remnants of desks and tables and whatnot. And yeah, and it's a hot mess. The one other thing that you see is up on the demonstration stage, where whatever was happened. There's a little sort of stone pillar that's largely melted, but you can still see sitting atop it something red and sparkly from this distance.
Let's walk over and look at that.
Yeah.
Okay. So Freya, you walk over and you see in the rapidly cooling stone pillar, it looks to be partially stuck in there now, as this pillar was molten. Looks like this fairly good-sized gem has sunk in a little bit to the rock while it was molten, and now that it's cooling, it's sort of embedded in there. But you see a ruby about the size of this D20.
Can I try to pick it up with my claws? See if it'll come out?
Yeah, go
Use my
for it.
claws so I don't get burned.
Sure. Make a well, you tell me, are you leaning towards trying not to get burned or leaning towards being strong to get it out of there?
Oh, strength.
All right, then roll a strength check for me.
Go back here. Oh, it's not a saving throw, it's this one.
Yeah, you can. Oh.
Yeah. I'm having better luck with my dice. 24.
24, yeah. So without a problem,
It's a natty 20.
you do take 2 points of fire damage as you are scalded by this thing because the ruby itself also is extremely hot. But you easily tear it out of the still cooling stone, and you can add to your inventory a ruby worth 750 gold pieces.
Ooh.
This was the either the spell focus
Feel
or the
like your
material
ear
component of
twitches.
some kind.
Yeah.
The
Aaron's
two
stand-up.
students who are here for sort of on firefighter duty don't pay any attention to what you're doing over here. Yeah.
Eyre is interested in. Is there any other remnants of the fire elemental that'd be clearly from a fire elemental? Because she's looking for like a little trophy to add to her hat. She has a harpy feather.
Sure.
She's gonna stitch a stone, like an obsidian maybe or something.
Yeah.
Pebble or something.
So I would definitely say you
Some
can.
rock,
There's like flakes of obsidian certainly on the ground. There's a lot of ash that is clearly not like wood ash. It's almost like fine sand, and it's an odd tone of very dark, almost charcoal gray. And there's a good sized portion of it on the ground there. It's your best guess would that this would either be the remnants of the armor that has crumbled away, although the pieces that you hacked off have stayed more whole. And that's where those chunks of obsidian potentially are, those flakes of obsidian you could find, excuse me. But whatever armor or whatever physical substance of the elemental was left when you literally vanished it, like when it vanished, seems to have left behind this sort of granular, ashy powder.
I think Eyre takes one of the pebbles of obsidian and stitches it into her
All right.
tri-corner cap.
You got it. Yeah, it's easily done. So you've got a fire elemental trophy there.
She's kind of like a serial killer.
I know, it takes little tokens.
Bottom, I would say your eyes probably perk up a little bit at that pile of granular, ashy remnant.
Oh, all
As
right.
someone who has some experience with alchemical experiments and things like that.
I'll climb down and just kind of scoop a little into a jar. Dump out the rotten purple goo that was in there.
Just scooping it out with your
Right?
finger.
Blech.
It's like,
Wipe it on the side of the.
oh, this is bad. I forgot about this.
It's way past its expiration date. All right, good.
And the
so-
face spirit is still out. We get 90 minutes with her.
Oh, you can just
Oh,
chill.
no.
So
90
she and I are
minutes.
chatting, and
Chill
we're like,
with the face spirit.
so good.
Potom, we'll circle back to this later when you have time to examine it, but for now you can record that you have, let's just call it elemental dust for now.
Okay. Elemental skin flakes.
Gross.
Oh yeah.
So we've just saved the school. I feel like all the things that we needed their help with, we could be like, so
So anyway.
we just saved your school.
So just as a time check for us as players above the table, we've got around 20 minutes? Is that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
20 to 30.
Yeah, I would say probably 30 at the most.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
But also, I think just a little flavor-wise, I think that Potom is going to be sort of grumbly about the exocomp, like outdated model, like surveying the damage of being in a fire elemental, and just ultimately sort of giving off the air of him being unhappy with its performance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fair. So not long after, I would imagine you are not hanging out in the lecture hall much longer than you have to, but as you step out of the lecture hall and out of the larger building and back out onto the lawn, a pretty substantial crowd has gathered outside here. lots of students who've just come to see what all the fuss is about, a few professors or perhaps teaching aides who are keeping the crowd back. And at the sort of front of the group, sorry,
Is Poopy Pants?
and
Dumb
no,
Licker.
you do not.
Liquor is out.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's sleeping.
You do not see dung liquor, but you do see the High Mutaris, Arcturus Bilal, standing outside. As you come out of the building, he's turned facing the students, probably sharing some calming words or letting everyone know that everything is under control. And as you emerge and a sort of a cheer goes up from the crowd, and you actually hear, after the cheer calms down, you hear someone yell out, that's the one that kicked Kuba's ass. And then another secondary cheer goes up from pockets of the student
This is
body.
very Ghostbuster-y.
We're never
You
gonna pay
walk
for a
out.
drink in this town again.
Bilal turns and faces all of you, and he comes up several stairs to sort of meet you, and he says at a volume that only you can hear. He's not addressing the larger crowd. He just says, "I must say I am extremely grateful. Primbus probably should not have been teaching a course of this nature on his own. I will be having words with the senior faculty who allowed it, but it is serendipitous that you were here to keep things from going too far. And I don't know what sort of people you are that would throw yourselves in harm's way, but let me just say that the university is grateful. Please visit my office again before you depart campus. I would like to bestow an appropriate reward on you." And then he turns back to the larger crowd and says, "We are honored to have such heroes here on our campus, stepping forward to keep our students safe. And as such, there is great honor to them, and we thank them. But now, students, there is nothing to see here, and it's time to get back to class. So, off you go, off you go. There are still things to do. Primbus, you don't go anywhere." As you see, still sniffling, red-eyed Reince Primbus, trying to kind of slink off to the side. He turns on his heel and comes back, and you hear Bilal, as he's walking down towards him, say, "You've got a lot of cleaning up to do. I suggest you get in there." And with that, the crowd sort of disperses, and you are left to your devices.
We'll
Nice.
get our reward.
No, we gotta go and break the.
Our devices.
We gotta go to the off-campus store.
You're trying to get there, and
Every time.
It's tough to get there. All right, you start heading in that direction. The sun is hanging low in the sky by the time you make it over to that part of town, and it doesn't take long. And there's actually a number of students who kind of tried to attach themselves to your group as you were watching, asking questions. They wanted to know what happened in there, and they wanted to hear stories about the Cateau duel. And there's a buzz around your group as you walk, and I would say it's fairly easy for you to parlay that into very quick directions to Murph Turkle's shop, and you manage to peel off all these students by the time you get there.
this is the most positive experience we've had in a town yet.
It's true.
We're
It's so
winning.
nice not like almost dying. all the
Winning
time.
the
The hero worship is definitely awesome.
You arrive outside the shop, and it's not a bad looking shop. It's of modest size, but it is the signage does make you giggle a little bit because it's clear that Murph Turkle's not big on spelling. So there
Really, a guy named Murph Turkle.
are a number of. It seems like 1 in 3 vowels is missing on all of the signs. So like you approach and see that this shop, it just has a big sign over the top that said Murph's Spurt Gear. It's Sprit.
Yeah.
Spurt Gear.
For all the
Sprit Gear, maybe.
Sport gear, spirit gear.
What kind of gear?
Yeah.
There's some sort of gear available here, but clearly Murph's making his own signs, or that is your assumption. And there's little signs about different sales or items that are available, but you do not see a single sign posted on the outside of this building that doesn't have some sort of typo, some very obvious spelling error or grammatical issue.
That's funny.
It is consistent.
Yeah.
And as you walk in, you push the door open and you head inside. This place, it looks like any on-campus bookstore, but the first like 20 feet of it, where it's all focused on what you would try to sell to parents or students visiting on a tour, or whatever. Except it looks like if that threw up, because it is not organized
College dad.
really in any way. Yeah, it's
College
a
did.
lot. College dud.
Dud.
D-U-D. Yeah. It is haphazard. There are tables and baskets and barrels, and stuff seems to just be kind of strewn about. Murph's not big on facing merchandise. He's clearly not going around like refolding t-shirts. And so
Family Dollar.
Right.
it looks a little bit like that, like at the end of a shift. Chaos, right? And it is ablaze in the colors of the university. So purples and greens and golds abound. And there are signs everywhere, like little sticks that have pricing for things, but you can in no way connect in your mind what price is associated with what item because nothing is organized here. So there's like a sign on a stick sticking out of one of these tables that says 3 silver pieces, 3 SP, but there are 18 different kinds of items on the table, and you don't know if everything on the table is priced at 3 silver pieces or if people have just thrown stuff here, and it's where it's ended up. Deeply confusing. But in very short order after you walk through the door, you hear a voice call out from, or you cannot see this figure, but you hear a voice call out, "Be with you now, coming!" And pushing through a mass of robes on racks, kind of pulls aside a bunch of hangers, and stepping out, you see possibly the shortest gnoll you've ever seen. And part of the diminutive height comes from the fact that he has a deeply gnarled back, like almost an extreme hunchback. And for those of you that have encountered gnolls before, this guy looks more like a hyena than you. And gnolls are hyena people, right? Like that's what they look like. But if you remember the hyenas in Lion King, right, where they have like they're really hunched over, their backs are like extravagantly arched for emphasis. That's what this dude looks like. His head is substantially below his shoulders, and he is. Eyre, you're not extremely tall.
No.
But he has to look up to make eye contact with you. You're making eye contact with his hump.
Right.
But he sort of ambles towards you. He's not small, right? He's muscular actually, and
Stout.
pretty stout.
Yeah.
And kind of scruffy and grizzled. And he kind of ambles up to all of you and he says, "You got Murph. What need you? Pendant? Scarf? Robe? Murph have all you like. Come, 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 come. And he turns and he starts to amble off and pull you towards a table that has a little stick in it that says 2GP.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
pulling you away from the lower priced
Yeah.
section, kind of leading you in the direction
I
of
feel
his
like Pando
highest
is
price
getting
items.
sucked in, and she's just like, ooh, and like looking at the
Look at this-
scarves
Look
and
at
the
this fleece.
shirts.
Yeah,
And
there's
even, like-
definitely a lot of sleeveless fleece
Right?
vests. Yeah.
The face spirit's like,
Yeah, the face spirit is having a great time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, so you got Murph. What's the plan?
Why are we here?
I feel like Potom goes straight into business.
Right.
Okay.
For the
Like,
activation devices.
here's our problem. We were told that you could help.
Yeah.
Okay. Potom, make a persuasion check.
Be here, you're the man to come to. Murph the Smurf.
Okay. With a 14, Murph, I think what happens is as he's moving back towards the back of the shop and kind of waving you on, Potom, you come up alongside and say this, and he sort of gives you a side eye look, and it's hard to read exactly where his head's at, but he says, Murph, no wizard, not know about things. Come see Murch, Murph, back here. And he keeps waving you back towards the back of the shop, a little more urgently now.
I think at this point that Potom just kind of, like grabs his shirt or grabs his not like onto his arm, but just grabs his shirt. He goes, "Please, sir, I implore you, we are very busy."
Potom, let's
Okay.
just follow him to the back.
Murph turns back and looks right at you. And Potom, I think you are at eye level with Murph. So he's down, like his hunched back. He's looking right at you, and he gets a little extra knolly here for a second. Like the lips pull back. You see the canines,
Yeah.
and he's not directly. You don't get the sense he's directly trying to intimidate you, but there's a big hyena face in your face. And he looks right at you and he says, "Clearance merch in the back." And then he just turns and keeps, "Come, Murph. Murph got all the things. Come see." And he continues off back towards the back of the shop.
All right, well, I'll follow.
Okay.
I'm on board.
He stops at that table that he was clearly heading to that has this big sign in it that says 2GP. And it's just as chaotic as every other table in this shop. But he turns and kind of looks expectantly at all of you, and he says, "You pick."
Pando's already wearing a hat and a scarf. She's got her
Decked out
arms.
in
She's got a
spirit
couple
wear.
things. She's like,
Yep. So all of these things that you see have either an MS that is clearly not an official logo of the university, but it's like the initials, right? So it's like if you went to Madison and bought a shirt that said UW, right?
Right.
It's not the logo,
no.
but it says UW, and so and it's red,
Right.
right?
UW in
It's
Arial.
pink.
Yeah.
It's like a hue.
Yeah,
red.
there's a lot of MS merch here that's in like purple and green or close enough to the school
Yeah,
colors that you're
yeah.
like, people get it. People
Right.
get that I'm a
Right.
fan. Pando, you've got a hat that looks nothing more than a true like spirit Halloween witch's hat. Right? That's
Perfect.
the size and shape of this
Yep.
hat, except it is bright purple and in
Awesome.
green it has the MS on the front.
I love it.
And then you've got a scarf that is purple and green alternating stripes.
And not even the same purple and green on the same.
They don't make it all the way to the
No.
end. No, the
No.
colors start to shift a little
Yeah.
towards the end because they've clearly been dyed and the dye
Right.
was running out. But there's lots of tassels
Yeah.
at the end. It's very, very good.
And the face spirit has a pendant.
Definitely. What's everybody else reaching for? He is looking at you expectantly, like, pick something off this table.
Pando's trying to hand you a mug.
Eyre's defiantly not picking anything. Just arms
I
crossed.
feel like Potom is standing right next to Eyre doing the exact same thing. Like, this is
Pando
not
reaches out for 2 mugs and
why
she goes,
I'm
I'll
here.
hold it for them.
Okay. All right. Pando grabs.
But to kind of butter this guy up a little bit here, you know, this is gorgeous merchandise. I wish I could have everything on this table, but I'm only going to have to limit myself to this lovely little friendship bracelet in the colors of the school.
All right. You pick up a woven thread friendship bracelet that has little bone cubes with MS inscribed on them. Pando.
And Potom, you'd look fantastic in this hat. And I give him the worst looking hat on the table.
I don't want a hat.
All right. There's like a, you know, those Rastafarian hats, like the floppy.
Yes.
There's one of those, and it this, you know, sometimes they put like the fake dreads
Yeah.
on them.
Yeah.
So there's one of those, except what's coming out the back are flump tentacles. If you're not familiar with the flump, the classic D&D creature from the original D&D, a flump is a good creature, but it looks like a floating happy psychic jellyfish. So there are flump tentacles coming off the back, and you just plop this thing down on Potom's head. It has purple flump tentacles, and it is a green knit floppy hat that just sort of leans off the side.
That's
Oh
cute.
my gosh.
It's horrifying.
And I look straight over at Eyre, and with my growly command voice, I'm like, pick something now.
Maybe, yeah.
So Pando has extended to you a tankard that she found here. It is pretending to be pewter,
Okay.
but as soon as you grab it from her hand, you know this does not weigh enough to
Great.
be a pewter tankard. The way it looks, this is clearly made of some kind of tin, but has been like brushed
Lacquered
with
or
something.
something,
Yeah, and it's got an MB stamped in the side of it, or MS stamped in the side of it.
I was gonna say, or Panda like puts one of the hats on
Yeah,
on Eyre.
the
from
hat
behind.
on the hat.
Yeah.
This double stacking
Yeah,
the
yeah.
hats. All right, in short order, you are all holding some obnoxious piece of secondhand school spirit gear.
Yeah.
And Murph looks around and he starts counting. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 7 gold.
7 gold.
And he holds this sort of clawed paw and he puts one claw in the middle of it. 7 gold.
God, I hate this guy.
Okay.
I can pay. I'll pay. Pando pays.
All right, Pando hands him 7 gold.
Pando is the only one who is unironically buying this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Just
straight.
delighted. And then Murph says, "You come to back, have bag, put in bag for you. Come to back to get bag." And he sort of ambles back and pushes through back into what looks like some sort of storeroom in the back of the shop, and the door swings behind him.
Okay.
I feel like it's a top.
Hey, we enter the back room.
Okay, you step back into what is a meticulously maintained storage area. Crates are lined up in neat, orderly rows. There are shelving units where things are clearly labeled, both by number, quantity, and there are actually bills of lading posted on the wall.
Spelled correctly?
It is, oh yes,
Wow.
in very neat, in small, neat handwriting.
It's all play. It's all the
And
act.
Right.
as you step into the back, Murph slaps something on the wall next to the door. It looks to be a sigil that suddenly glows for a moment. And everything in the room suddenly becomes muted. So you now hear no outside noise. When you were back in the main room, you heard the sound of like people talking on the street, things like that. And suddenly there's none of that.
Wow.
It's like somebody put noise canceling headphones and turned them on. And then he turns to you and he straightens a bit, not much. He can't straighten much, but he says, sorry about all that. It's honestly, you understand. We have a certain brand to maintain around here, but I do wish you would use a slight bit more discretion when you come into the shop. Anyone who sent you to me should have warned you. But
Oh my God.
I am here to help. Please tell me, what can I do for you?
Eyre takes the hat, just throws it on the ground.
Same with Potham. He just kind of grabs one of the tentacles and pulls it off of his head.
And
It's like,
both up.
it was just challenging.
And also, by the way, he is bagging up this merchandise for you.
Oh, okay.
Yes. As he's talking, he's putting it into like a canvas
I'm like,
sack.
"Ooh,
And then he hands it
forget."
to Pando. The face spirit slaps his hand away as he tries to take her pennant away because she's still happily waving it, just really enjoying herself.
Oh my gosh.
Well, so we are really looking for something to remove. We have this tracking device placed on us by the oh God, why can I never remember
The Sinnock.
by the Sinnock. Yes. Do you have anything that can possibly help remove it?
Oh, I see. Well, these types of tracking spells, or hooks as they're often referred to, they can be very insidious, so you'll need to be cautious. I myself am not equipped to remove this for you. However, I do have an associate that I would strongly recommend. She's a bit eccentric, I must warn you.
Oh, really? And he's saying that.
Right.
However, she is extremely effective and discreet, I might add. You will want to visit Shota. She is a hedge witch, and she is extremely well versed in removal of these sorts of curses, because truly this is a curse. The Sinnock would not refer to it as such, of course. They believe in their holy purpose, but you have been cursed, and Shota is quite talented at both the application and removal of these curses. You've already paid my price, so I'm happy to draw you a map to where she resides. I should give you fair warning. Shota lives on the verge of a dangerous region that we in these parts refer to as the Wound. Perhaps you've heard of it. And while the journey there will not be particularly dangerous, when you get in the vicinity of Shota's residence, you should be cautious because there are times when creatures that can be dangerous emerge from the Wound, and just the Wound itself is bad juju there. Let's put it that way.
Bad juju.
The last thing I should warn you is that this curse removal is likely to be costly, and Shota rarely deals in gold. So I would expect that she will put a price to this, and should you accept, it would be deeply unwise to cross her. But she is fair and effective, so if you don't like her price, you should not be in any risk. But be sure you get her price explicitly clear and in writing before you make any agreements. Again, Shota is an acquaintance, and she has been extremely helpful to some of my friends and acquaintances in the past, but I've given you as clear a warning as I can that this is a hedge witch who doesn't usually make agreements in gold. So be thoughtful about
deals in favors.
Right.
Be thoughtful about the agreements you make.
So as I have a quick question. Do you have any potions of healing by chance?
Indeed I do. Yes. Yes. I have not many on hand, but I do have a few little knickknacks and items that I keep here in the back of the shop for a more discerning customer. Right now in my inventory, I have two more typical potions for healing available, and I have one that I would consider to be superior, in fact.
Hmm.
How much for the the superior potion of healing?
Great question. Hang on.
And then it's 12:27 for those boat folks.
Yeah, we're watching. We're just getting dressed here quick as we're.
Let's see. For the, there's a good one. For the basic potions, I charge 55 gold pieces per. And for the superior item, which is extremely powerful, where's my list here? Gosh, this is a long list of potions. That I could let go of for 750 gold pieces.
Ooh, only 750. How much? I'm sorry. How much was the regular one?
55 gold pieces. I have 2 of those available if you're interested.
Could I have one of those?
Indeed.
And I guess I'll take the other one of those.
Very good. So 55 gold pieces each, if you don't mind.
Certainly.
And as you're sort of finishing up that transaction, he has now bagged up all of your merchandise, and he has reached into a very neatly organized file cabinet, and he pulls out one copy of a document that you see he has a number of already created, which is a very simple but easy to understand hand-drawn map that will lead you to the residence of the hedge witch, Shota. He goes on to tell you that it's approximately a 2 days journey. You'll be primarily heading southwest from the Maib in the direction of the wound. And Shota's hut is very near the verge of the wound itself.
Nice.
We can't, friends, we can't leave yet. I believe, or I still have business with Professor Sendek.
And we also have a reward.
All right.
Do you and Eyre want to go and collect our reward while Freya and I go to Professor Sendek?
You know, honestly, as I'm sitting here reconsidering, maybe I should grab that. Is it a superior potion of healing?
It is.
I feel like when we're fighting Upido, we might need it.
Hmm.
Can I show him the ruby I picked up?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'd like to trade the ruby I picked up for the superior potion. The superior potion of healing.
Yeah, you see a sort of greedy glint in his eye when he sees this ruby, and he leans in and says, "Yes, yes, I think a trade is appropriate. This is an item of value. I'm certain I can find a market for it."
I might as well. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
So you'll lose a ruby and you'll add a superior potion of healing, which should be the highest version of these available in D&D Beyond.
Oh, that's Supreme.
That supreme potion of healing?
Oh, I didn't know there was a supreme.
There's Supreme,
this is
Superior,
a superior.
and Greater. Okay, Superior.
Yeah. So the normal, greater, superior is the third, and then there's a supreme. So it's a superior, the third highest, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, very good. So for those that are on the tightest time crunch, you're headed to find Sendak one more time before you head out?
Yes.
Or you want to pause here and pick that up next time?
Well, yeah, let's pause here and pick that up next time.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All right, very good. Then we will leave it with the party waving goodbye to Murph Turkle, who immediately goes back into his deep character work as he comes out of the back room and escorts you out, sort of waving and thanking you for your purchases. And we will pick it back up as the party makes their way back across campus. Sounds like splitting up, half of the group going to get their reward from Arcturus Bilal, and half the group going to reconnect with Sendak before potentially leaving campus.
To be clear, I'm wearing everything I bought.
Yeah, absolutely. Fully decked out head to toe in spirit gear
Yes.
is Pando as she heads back out onto campus. Excellent. Last thing
You're
I will
like-
say is
Walking.
everybody can add 1,000 experience points
Nice.
for this session
I
for
was
your
very proud of our.
fire elemental battle and assorted shenanigans afterwards.
It was fun. Also, I'm gonna put it in my notes just that I'm assuming 90 minutes has probably happened, so my beautiful
Yeah,
spirit
she
is probably
farewell.
gone.
she fades, but to her delight, as she's fading, the pennant goes with her.
Yay!
So she told you she was deeply concerned that she wouldn't be able to take it with her.
She's
But as
just
she
very-
fades, she goes, "Hooray! It's coming!" And she vanishes from your sight.
Are you gonna name her and bring her back and
Oh yeah, she is gonna be joining us on
recurring
journeys.
character?
Love it.
I don't know if she can remain when I then transform into an animal, because I don't know.
You can.
Like if I summon her and then on my next move,
That's why. Because does it take concentration to stay in animal form? I don't think so.
no.
Yeah, that's what you want to be able to.
No, wildship does not require concentration.
So I could summon her in
That's what
theory
you
and then
wouldn't be able
wild
to.
shape next.
Yeah.
I think so. I don't think it breaks concentration. We can look into that, but it seems like that's a thing that would work.
Actually, yeah.
All right, my friends, we're going to draw this one to a close. I
Yeah,
think
thanks.
successful remote sesh.
Yeah, that was
so
nice.
good job. Maps is decent. I'll keep playing with it, and
Alex, was it nice being able to like see all of our faces? Like when we do this, should we go into a Zoom meeting so you can see us?
Right. Seeing your faces.
Yeah, and I think that this is great.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
And the split screen is really easy, so
all right, yeah. So this is a good model for this. In the future, I'll try to remember to put the link into the Discord as well as the calendar item, because
Appreciate it.
if everybody's not using the calendar in the same way, so that we've all got access to it. But
cool.
we don't have to chat about it live here, but let's start looking at next sessions. I know a few of us were talking about as soon as the 21st.
Yeah, that
Um,
randomly opened up.
I don't
so
know
was
if that's
like,
possible for everyone else, but it's certainly a good look for me. And we
That's
can.
nice.
Yeah, I might be sitting in the back of my in-laws minivan, but I could certainly do it still. We may be traveling, but I'm cool with that.
Well, that would be pretty sweet.
Well, let's tentatively hold it. Are we thinking morning again?
morning is
or
always better.
Yeah.
for
When is
us.
the 21st?
it's Sunday?
It's next Sunday.
Oh,
Amazon Sunday.
it's Amazon Sunday. Yeah, I wouldn't be
Okay.
able to do it Sunday.
Ooh.
So,
Okay. Well, then let's
We'll throw dates in there.
let's look at the calendar and see what we can come up with.
Yeah.
Because it'd be awesome to get that next sesh in, and it'd be just selfishly, it'd be fun for me if we could try to find a time for a longer session next if you're going to be heading out into the wilderness.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards that next session being a fairly plot advancing session, just since we've been
Sure.
kind of having some fun on campus.
Yeah.
There's been a lot going on in the last. You spent 2 full days on campus so far, and things are transpiring.